Time series record how values change over time. Many systems depend on them, such as energy grids, health monitoring, and finance. But good datasets are often small, incomplete, or private. That makes it hard to train strong models. One idea is to generate synthetic time series that look real. Earlier methods used GANs or VAEs. They work, but GANs can collapse during training and VAEs often smooth out details. Diffusion models approach the problem differently. They slowly add noise to data and then learn how to remove it step by step, which leads to stable and accurate generation. Figure 1 shows the structure of the ST diffusion model. The process starts like any diffusion model. Noise is gradually added to a real-time series until it becomes random. The model then learns how to reverse this process and rebuild the signal step by step. The key idea is to split the signal into two meaningful parts: trend and seasonality. A learnable moving average extracts these components. Each part is processed by separate neural blocks that specialize in that pattern. A correction module then lets the two parts interact before they are combined again to reconstruct the denoised sequence. Section 3 explains how the model works step by step. The training process begins by adding Gaussian noise to real sequences until they become almost pure noise. The model learns to predict the noise at each step. If it predicts the noise correctly, subtracting it reveals a cleaner signal. The method adds a twist. Each noisy sequence is decomposed into trend and seasonal parts. The trend captures slow movement over time. The seasonal part holds repeating patterns and short variations. Each part goes through its own neural block, and later they are adjusted together to keep the whole signal consistent. Figure 2 explains the learnable moving average mechanism. Think of it as a flexible filter that separates long-term motion from short-term variation. Traditional moving averages use a fixed window size which may miss patterns that occur at different scales. This model computes several moving averages with different window sizes and then learns how to weight them. A small neural network assigns weights that sum to 1. The weighted result becomes the trend. The seasonal component is simply the difference between the original signal and that trend. Later, during restoration, both components are recombined to rebuild the signal. The experiments evaluate how well the model generates realistic time series. The authors tested on 8 datasets, including energy usage, weather data, financial markets, and sensor readings. They compared the method with several strong baselines such as TimeGAN, diffusion TS, and time VE. 4 metrics are used. Some measure how hard it is to tell real data from generated data. Others test prediction, quality, and correlation structure. Across most datasets, ST diffusion produces the lowest scores, which means better generation. The improvement is especially clear in noisy or high-dimensional datasets. Figure 4 provides a visual comparison between real data and generated samples. The top row shows TSNE plots. These plots compress high-dimensional time series into 2 dimensions while preserving local similarity. If synthetic points overlap real points, it means the generator captures realistic patterns. The ST diffusion samples closely follow the clusters of the real data. The bottom row shows density curves of values. The generated distribution matches the true distribution very closely. This indicates that the model captures both the local structure of sequences and the overall statistical distribution of the dataset. Figure 7 demonstrates why the seasonal trend correction module matters. The plots compare 2 versions of the model, one with the correction step and one without it. PCA and TSNE projections visualize the distributions of real and generated samples. With correction, the synthetic points overlap well with the real ones, which means the model preserves the joint behavior of trend and seasonal patterns. Without correction, the generated data spreads incorrectly and forms outliers. This shows that modeling the interaction between components is important for producing stable and realistic time series. The main message of this paper is that structure matters in time series generation. Instead of treating the sequence as one signal, the authors break it into trend and seasonal components. Each part is learned with a specialized mechanism. A learnable moving average extracts the trend, while a wavelet-based block studies seasonal frequencies. A correction module then aligns the 2 parts, so the final sequence stays coherent. Experiments across many datasets show that this design produces realistic time series and remains stable even for long sequences and noisy data.